Good evening and welcome to the podcast. I am your host, Mistress B. To my right, backwards. To my right is the lovely Ken Allen. We welcome you to the Wizards table, and tonight we have a very special guest, Miss Haley Michelle.
Hi.
Welcome, Haley. How you doing,
Thank
baby?
you. I'm doing so good. How are you?
I'm good, and you look
Good.
beautiful. Love your hair, your
Thank you.
lipstick, your complexion. You look great, sweetheart. You
I
look
wanted to
great.
look good for you guys.
Oh, we
Oh,
appreciate
well, damn. Makes
it.
me feel good. So,
Beautiful.
Haley Michelle, you are a psychic medium,
Yes.
which is kick-ass awesome. Um, yeah, for sure. And you have, in one form or another, obviously been communicating with spirit since you were 2 years old. Now, I'm going to go out on a branch here and say that, yes, you've been communicating with spirits since you were 2 years old, but I guarantee you have been having experiences with spirits far, far younger than just 2 years old. But 2 years old is what
Yeah.
you can possibly remember, yes?
Yes. As far as I know, that was my first real encounter where I was like, I know these are not like alive people. These are spirits or ghosts, whatever I would say. But like you said, I bet way before then I wouldn't have known if they were spirit or not. They could have been normal people or they could have been spirits type deal.
Do
And
your
this is
parents have a
natural
lot of
for.
stories? Oh,
I'm
do your
sorry. Go
parents
ahead,
have a
baby.
lot of stories about you, like, as a baby, just staring off into corners and talking to imaginary friends and stuff?
Yes, my mom actually told me I used to talk to Elvis. She'd be like, "Who you talking to, Haley?" And I'd be like, "I
Really?
talking to Elvis." Yeah, I mean, I don't remember that, but
Oh,
I know, yeah, that when she told me that, I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." I hope that's true.
It may be. Why
Yeah.
not? Why not? I mean, the thing is, when it comes to the paranormal, when it comes to witchcraft, when it comes to the occult, there are no hard and fast rules. So why not, right?
Yeah.
Caught in a trap, you know?
Yeah.
Elvis Presley, baby. And just for the record, as a gay man, Elvis Presley was one of the sexiest men who ever lived. And that's a fact.
I agree.
So,
you're not wrong.
all
You
right. So
so I'd love
you are.
to hear about
You
Sorry,
there?
it's kind of
oh, am I
freezing up
on?
on me.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
can
I'll
you keep
I'll just
going?
go.
I will stay here.
Yeah. Yeah. So you consider yourself a white witch.
Yes.
Obviously,
Um,
you're a medium. You speak to spirits. You see them as well, right?
yes.
Um, and what about ancestors? Your
I
ancestors?
I have really yet to encounter someone who, spirit wise, who would be like I'm related to in some way. I would like that. I just feel like I hardly even know my family as it is. It's kind of like a small family. And I've never really met further out, I feel like. But I wouldn't
Mhm.
doubt it if some of my ancestors would look out for me and protect me in some way or another.
Yeah, yeah, because as a practicing sorcerer, I strongly believe in ancestor veneration because no matter what you're dealing with, it doesn't matter whether you're pagan, Luciferian, Satanist, or even atheist witches, atheist sorcerers. Your ancestors are always, always, always going to have your back. And the beautiful thing about ancestors is you, as a living person, you don't have to know all your ancestors because guess what? They know you.
It's cool and creepy all at the same time.
Right, right, and beautiful, and beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'd love to hear about your encounter when you were two and how this whole thing kicked off for you.
Yeah, I was actually in my crib. I can remember just laying down in my crib and looking up. I do remember like fussing and crying, and I saw two men next to the crib, and they were policemen, and they were dressed in like I always kind of say 1930s, 1940s like police uniform. It was not modern day or anything. They had like the round head,
Yes.
caps on and everything like that.
The
And they were actually,
constables on patrol type deal, right?
yeah, they were literally pointing and laughing at me in my crib, and I knew they were not real. I mean, they were spirits.
Wow, that's
Kind of.
intense for two.
I know. I know. I've been telling that story like forever because it's that engraved into my mind. It's something I'll never forget. Probably my first memory.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
as a gay man, I'm not
How
ashamed. As a gay man, I'm not ashamed to ask a woman her age. So, how old
Yeah.
are you,
I just
Haley?
turned 29 last week.
Oh my God, you're so young. You're so young, and yet you have this incredible power. I'm almost 47.
Oh my gosh, you look super. I mean, that is still young, but I would have never guessed that. I would definitely guess like 30.
Well, that's because I sold my soul to Satan. I'm kidding.
See, I don't
Ken,
know.
you never had a soul to start with.
She's right. She's right. I
Oh,
never did. I'm all physicality. I never had a soul. Hello, Raymond. Thank you for joining us. But another thing is, you and Patty Negri are great friends. You know Patty Negri. You've worked with her, yes?
yes. We've been friends for a couple of years now, and we came together at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery in California. And we really clicked it off then and there. She believes we knew each other in a past life because she gave me the past life reading. And she believes that's why we know each other. I mean, that's why we got so comfortable. And in certain pictures that we're together, if you look at us, we look like we're in some way related. Like we look like
Yeah,
sisters. Oh my God, it's
abs-
kind of unreal.
I
You
would say so.
absolutely do. Yeah.
I
I would say
think that's
so.
cool. I would claim her as my sister, of course.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely, even if I had to lie about it, I'd say, yeah, I'm related to
Oh yeah.
Patty Negri.
We even went to the Cecil Hotel together. We couldn't get inside, but it was
Whoa.
still very cool. Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Let's stop there for a
I
second.
saw that the spirits remembered you. I saw that the
Oh
spirits remembered
yes.
you from the last time. I
Yes.
saw that video.
Isn't that crazy? And the one thing that
How
I
was
can't
it
go
being
over,
is
it was very intense just being out there. Like you just felt like people, like the spirits were trying to pull you in and cause like trouble. Like, I mean, some felt okay, but others was like, ooh, let's see what we can get her to do or say. I even kind of jumped out one of the security guards, not like physically, but like I'm usually very proper. Oh, it would be so cool, but I was like, she left her stuff in there, so we're gonna get inside. And he was like, no, you're not. And I usually am never that like, like standing my ground. She got the same. Like we were angry because we wanted in. And they just wouldn't let us, even though she was just in like the following week when she left her stuff in there. But
Hey,
wow.
yeah,
and
go.
then when we kept trying to leave, and the GPS kept bringing us right back to the Cecil. That ghost was like, "No, you need to come back. We needed you inside."
And you
That
went
was crazy.
inside, right? You went
We
inside.
couldn't. They wouldn't let us. They were so hateful and mean.
Now, when you say they were hateful and mean, are you talking about the people there or the spirits there?
No, this like the security people. I don't even know if they really were security people, but they would not let us go in.
Well, that's crazy because back in the 90s, I was a licensed security guard. I carried a 357, and they take that shit to their head, girl. They take that shit to their head. They could have let you
Yeah.
guys in. They totally could have let you
Yeah.
guys in. They knew you guys weren't a threat in any way, shape, or form. They could have
Right.
let you guys in.
Well, and they were like, "You've never been in here." They were saying that to Patty, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And she pulls up her phone and legit, she's like, this is where I'm standing in the lobby. This is where I am in this room. This is where I am here. Like, just showing him up. And it was so crazy. They're like, we're still not letting you in. I was like, okay, we'll end up getting in somehow. We're still kind of waiting for that moment.
Well, Patty Negri, have you met Zach Bagans?
Sadly, no. And I keep telling Patty, I'm like, come on, let's like work out some deal where you get me on, the Ghost Adventures. That'd be so cool. But I am friends with his girlfriend, Holly Madison.
So what? Wait a minute. Because this is some shit I don't even know it. No. We ain't gonna stop. Zach Bagans has a girlfriend named what? Holly Madison?
Yeah, the Playboy model.
What?
The one who was
Way
with
to go,
him for a
Zach.
while. Yeah.
Right?
Well, damn.
She actually was featured on one of the episodes of Ghost Adventures, so I'm okay to say that because I think it was a secret. But she was on one of the Ghost Adventures, and she, they said that they were dating.
Okay, well, as a gay man, I don't look at Playboy, but I'm going to buy that book.
Do you remember the TV show Girls Next Door? The Girls
I
Next
do.
Door?
Holly
Madison. That's her. The main girl is his girlfriend.
Okay, and Raymond G. Newsom says, I thought they broke up. LOL. Did they break up?
I don't know. I thought I just saw something recently of them posting something, but I don't know.
And our moderator, Laura Main, says he's been with her for 4 years, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I think they've been together for a while now. Yeah.
I wonder how she, as a Playboy model, deals with all that spirit activity.
Well, she's actually a spiritual person.
Okay.
Her house is haunted. She does like spooky videos here and there on her TikTok channel. And I think sometimes she does like spooky things with Bridget Marcourt.
Yes,
who's also another Playboy. Yeah, since they're best friends. And yeah, so she's into that stuff as well. She used to date Chris Angel.
The magician?
Yeah.
That's some dedication.
No shit. No shit.
Yeah. I'm not stalking her. I just love Chris Angel.
We love to have her on.
No. Look, Chris Angel.
I
Chris
also
Angel.
love Chris Angel. I wanted
He's
to meet
amazing.
Chris Angel and have him do the boob growing on me.
That would be so perfect, wouldn't it?
Chris Angel is very attractive. Yes. He's one of the hottest men in the world. He's very attractive. He could put me in he could put me in a box and saw me in half any day.
Right. When I first met him, he called me a princess, which I thought was crazy because I'm the paranormal princess.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Right immediately he's like, come over here, princess. He hugged no one else during the meet and greet, but he hugged me. And I felt special. And I'm grateful he's still doing shows after, he's dealing with a lot. Sorry, it's kind of cutting out.
Yeah, it's there's a bit of a delay. Go ahead, Mr. B.
Oh, I was just going to say you should feel special. He's incredible.
He is.
I mean, I've seen some of his stuff, and it's insane. I know it's not real occultism. I know it's not real sorcery, or Luciferian sorcery or satanic sorcery, but it's still pretty fucking cool illusionism where he can take a man's head off and bounce it around like a basketball, including his own head. I mean, that's art. That's beautiful.
Yes, I saw an episode when he did the Mind Freak where he walked up the side of the Luxor in Las Vegas. That, the pyramid.
Yes,
he just walked up along it.
Well, speaking of Chris Angel and who was the other guy? David something, the street magician. Not that.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but I don't remember his last name. Yeah.
You don't hear much from him anymore, but Chris Angel is on the forefront. He's epic. He's epic.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
But what I wanted to ask you about was I want to talk about you more. I want to talk about your experiences and your practice as a white witch. And why would you consider yourself a white witch? Now, before you answer that question, I just want you to know that me and Mistress B, we are black sorcerers. We are black magicians. And I have no problem with white witches because obviously we've had Patty Negri on our show twice. But what drew you to the current of white witchcraft more so than the darker aspects?
Growing up, I was always kind of a closeted Christian. I believe in God and Jesus, but it's not something I like project to the world. I wouldn't have a problem doing it, but I just kind of am somewhat more like private about that stuff.
Sure.
And I felt like, I mean, I heard things go around when I started doing witchcraft. Oh, Jesus is very against that, and I heard all this stuff, and I'm like, well, he wouldn't be against it if I used it for good. So that's why I like the term white, meaning kind of like I'm not like doing curses unless I have to, you know, like if you're going to treat me bad, you might get what's coming, but I'm mostly going to practice, you know, the sweet things and put good out into the world for people.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that was something me and Mistress B were talking about behind stage. We wanted to ask you about how you felt about using curses. And if you do use curses, how do you go about that? When you use curses, is it a go out and get them? Is it a go out and get those bitches curses? Or is it more of a self-defense type curse?
Oh, that's kind of I
I
I'm
guess it
coming for
depends on the
blood.
bitch, right?
Yes, basically, yeah. If someone really like does me like just dirty, I don't even care. I'm about ready to like chant something up and make something like something negative happen to you. You know, like nothing too crazy. But, you know, I know you said I can say whatever I want. I'm just
Absolutely.
still I'm a very nice person. A lot of people usually just don't like anger me that much, but some people purposely come for me, and I've had that happen a lot recently, and I don't even know these people, and I'm just like ready to like, all right, you ready for some fun? Because I just feel like being mean now. I'm sick of being nice.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes being nice and embracing the emotion of turning the other cheek sucks, doesn't it, baby? It sucks.
I get over it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get over it. You get over it. You can only turn the cheek so many times, and then it's time to take action and stab them with pitchforks and scaly knives. And
So true. Yes.
yeah, see, as far as a witch, you are very down to earth, and I like that. I think it's great.
Thank you. Some people also call me, they're like, oh, Haley, you're a witch, but I think you're a hippie witch.
Are you?
Um, I definitely am hippie. Like my mom's a hippie and she raised me that way. But I know a lot with the hippie kind of goes with also like plants and like being a green thumb and stuff is what I kind of
Sure.
learned from it. I have no green thumb at all. Like my mama tried to get me to plant and I would just be over it and she'd be like, "You're such a city girl." But I'm
Girl,
very hippie like
you should see some of the marijuana plants I have harvested in the past.
yeah.
I mean, we're talking, I have harvested plants that were 7 foot fucking tall.
Oh my gosh.
Now,
That's so crazy.
I'm not going to tell you what I did with them. Let's
Right.
just say I use them for magical and medicinal purposes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm totally all for that.
So in that regard, it's more hedge witchery, right?
I think so. And
Kitchen
that's a good way to
kitchen
put it.
hedge witchery, kitchen witchery, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. P, you there? She's
Yes, I'm
freezing.
here. Can you
I
see
know.
me?
I can see you, baby, and I can hear you. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Oh no, you're good. I think it's interesting, and I think that more white witches need to kind of embrace the darker side. You don't know your shadow side, you don't know who you are. And I think that it's important for people to understand sometimes you gotta get your hands a little dirty.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, and definitely as of lately, like I said, I've been really wanting to come out my shell and just do a little bit of extra things that I would never try. I mean, I would try. I
We're
just don't want
having
to do the wrong
technical issues
thing.
with the Wi-Fi today.
Yeah.
So, but okay, all right. So, Haley Michelle, love your name, by the way.
Thank
It reminds me of the comment that you know the comment.
Haley's comment.
Yeah. You've probably been told that before. I hope it. You don't find that offensive, but
Oh no, when people say, "How am I going to remember your name?" which is kind of rude to say, I'm like, just remember Haley's comment. So yeah.
The last time I remember Haley's comment coming around, I think I was 9 years old.
Oh.
Yeah.
Remember the year?
It was 84 or 85.
The good old 80s.
Yeah, I miss, you know what? The 80s were great, but I miss the 90s. I love the 90s. Hi, Sky Ray. Yeah. So, but okay. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I was born in 93.
So
I got to enjoy some of the 90s.
You were born in 93. I graduated high school in 1995.
Wow.
I was born in 94, so Haley, we could be sisters.
I mean,
yeah.
I remember when Ace of Base, you know, the group Ace of Base, when they first debuted, all that she wants is another baby. You remember that? Ace of Base?
I think I remember the song, but I don't remember the name of the people.
Oh my God, she is so young. Anyway, the 90s were great. The 80s were cool too. But anyway, so White Witch, but you got a good balance there. I would say you're more of a gray witch.
Ooh, what do you feel about that? Like, what makes you think that?
Because you're okay with cursing a bitch when a bitch needs to be cursed.
You're
you
right.
know?
Like the mixture. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
White Witch,
you're a little LHP. You're welcome here.
Yeah, you're a little left-hand path, baby. You're a little left-hand path. Don't sell yourself short, baby. You're a gray witch.
That's funny because my eye color is gray too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
And do you have Scandinavian blood? Because that's very prevalent in Viking ancestry.
I think I have the Viking thing. I've seen that in the ancestry thing.
There you go. There you go. See, Ken Allen is right again.
So Laura Romaine asks, Haley, how many times have you had spirit follow you? Have you had spirit follow you?
Yes. And it's very random. I've never had one follow me like, all day or, weeks and months or anything like that. I've had them follow me through the house and they would leave and then it would be someone else following me. Or if I'm like, at the mall, I'll get I've had like older spirits follow me in there, like almost like mall walkers, and they can keep up with me too. Even just like random places, like, fairgrounds, even I've had in Disneyland once.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't the spirit of Walt, was it?
I mean, that would be really cool, but no, it was a child.
Oh, and just, a little side note here.
In Disneyland? That sounds terrifying.
A lot of people like to put their children's ashes when they pass in Disney, and I feel like that stirred up some stuff.
Absolutely. All right, now here's a question that I had thought about a couple of days ago, and I almost forgot to ask this question, and I wanted to ask this question because I'm constantly being consulted by paranormal investigators. Me and Mistress B, before I get to the question, me and Mistress B, we have more support out of the paranormal community than we do out of our own occult witchcraft community. They don't like us because we give away too many secrets, and we really don't give a shit. But the paranormal community, they love us 110%. But Now, and I'm sure you will agree with us, Mistress B being a witch, me being a sorcerer, and you, of course, being a witch and a paranormal investigator. I know for a fact, without you even answering the question, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Don't you find that being a witch and a paranormal investigator, that going hand in hand, don't you find that you have a one up, as they say in Super Mario Brothers? Don't you have a don't you have a one up because of that? I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I
Go
do.
ahead.
I feel like I also, yeah, I get that one up, but it makes all the investigations like almost like 100% better as well, especially not knowing and going into it. That's so fun. And it's like you're finding out more stuff along the, investigation, being psychic, being a witch, and just it's like, whoa, I knew this, and that hasn't happened for 50 years, and the owners didn't even know that until they had to, go to the main people, to get that information. So I love validating and stuff like that.
Because the
First.
investigators, most paranormal investigators, they rely on the science. And don't get me wrong, I believe in science. I think science and magic and mysticism should all run together. It's all quantum physics at the end of the day, don't you think?
Yeah.
But being someone who practices the occult, you, Mistress B, myself, and being a paranormal investigator, we we have so much more to offer. Okay, you're not following.
I hear some kids screaming, and I said, "Where is that coming from?"
That's my son. He's 5 years
Oh,
old.
okay. Oh,
He
that's
my
okay.
my husband bought him a brand new toy tonight at Walmart. I told him, I said, look, just spend $220 on the boy and give him. I know that's a lot of money. Just spend $220 on the boy and buy him a damn toy that he won't forget. But
Yeah.
being that we are what we are, whereas paranormal investigators strictly rely on the science, on the gadgets, on the batteries and the lights that go bleep, 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 we have so much more that we can offer along with the science. Because again, I believe in the science. I think the science should come first before we step in there and say, hey, this is what's going on. Because I believe in science 100%. But at the same time, we offer so much more when people like you and I are in the mix with the science. My God, or I should say,
Well,
for the love of Lucifer, we can do so much more.
well, I think it's like the difference between being Batman and Superman. Batman relies on all of his gadgets and all of his gizmos and his pure strength to get him through situations, where Superman has these incredible powers that allow him to get through situations unscathed. And I think that having magic as a paranormal person or paranormal investigator just gives you that Superman like power over situations.
Yes, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So,
So I'm
and I
curious,
think,
Miss Haley, what sort of divination methods do you use?
Hmm. My favorite thing is honestly intuition. I've
yes,
never had
Okay.
it's probably the strongest thing I will get. And also feelings. And it's weird. Spirits will grab my legs constantly. I don't know if that's just where they can get me, because it's not usually my arms or my hands, my hair, nothing. It's always there after my legs. So I can feel like a certain kind of like cold or heat or just fingers or whatever just touch through my legs. At
That's
first
nuts. I love
I thought it
that.
was just little kids, at my legs and stuff. That's what I thought it was, because a lot of kid spirits come to me. But even Patty would see it when I do investigations. She's like, something's grabbing at your legs, and I was like, well, that it feels good that someone's like validating that situation, because that's been happening my whole life.
Do you think that a lot of children's spirits come to you because you possess such a childlike energy? I mean, like I've watched your TikTok and the way that you dress, the way that you act, the way that you interact with people, you have a very childlike energy and it's enviable to a lot of people because a lot of people are so weighed down by baggage. Do you think that's why it's easier for child spirits to reach out to you because you're a safe place?
Oh yes, I definitely feel like that. I actually tell people I am I'm the spirit of like a 13-year-old girl, like the 13-year-olds that used to be back in the day, like not the 13-year-olds nowadays. Like the more kind of innocent and like stuffed animals and, diaries, stuff like that. That's how my persona is. I'm not a grown up in my mind. When I have to be, I'll have to be, but I prefer being childish, going to Disney. But I know there's Disney adults, but I will jump down in age when I have to, And I also I work with kids. I'm a teacher and
Oh,
a performer as a child character, like princesses and stuff for birthday parties. So I bet they can also see, oh, she looks like a princess, like that's really cool type thing. And I feel like they attract well with that.
I love that. Are you a little?
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
I love
Sometimes
that.
it's hard for you like to admit it sometimes, Like I don't know, it kind of is for me, but cuz I have
There's a lot of
2.5 people who
negatives.
would like 2.5 million followers on TikTok. I don't really tell them that and cuz I don't want, they're like that's
You
really
know
weird,
what?
grow up.
But no, no, no. I think that's incredible. You have two, yeah, and I was going to bring this up 2.5 million followers on TikTok. That is kick ass amazing. My God, I wish I had that many followers. You know what I would do if I had 2.5 million followers? I'd say, hey, everybody, can y'all donate me $1?
Can you imagine?
Hell, I'd be happy with 75 cents from 2.5 million
Right.
followers.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. I mean, it's incredible that even that many people know who I am, but then you get these people who are only following you just to find any flaw they can in anything you post.
That's true. You're right. You're right.
How
And
do you
sometimes we
balance how do
go
you
ahead, baby.
balance your fame with your practice? Because I know that practice can be a very private thing and then you're in the spotlight. How do you balance those two out while, revealing enough that people stay interested, but concealing enough that it's still your private practice?
Right, it is kind of easy for me, only because, like I said, I kind of had that on and off switch. Um, I'm such a private person as it is. So once I started getting really well known, I actually found the community that paranormal community is so sweet. Like you guys were
Absolutely.
mentioning, they're amazing.
Absolutely. They
And
are.
a lot of those people found me on TikTok and they're part of the same like niche I am. So they're more supportive in that kind of situation where I feel like I can bring out a little bit more and then leave the rest of their imagination. All right, you can continue this. Like I teach little spells here and there on TikTok, but I won't do them fully. I'll be like, you need to use the rest what you have, on your own time to try out. I won't go too far.
And we're the same way here on the Wizard's Table. We'll give little hints here and there, but we won't reveal. Uh, Help me out here, Mistress B, because you're better with conveying shit than I am. But we won't really put too much out there.
We're like
With
like burlesque dancers. We'll show you a little bit, we'll give you a little tease, but it's not a full strip club, so you have to pay for that.
Yeah, that's how I feel for sure.
I mean, we both, Mistress B and I, we both have a very, very dark and powerful rituals where we can contact very powerful demonic entities, demonic emperors. Uh, and look, making pacts with demons is a reality. But what people don't understand is making pacts with demons isn't about selling your soul. That's the most asinine thing that the Inquisition. That is the most asinine thing that they ever came up with. And of course, they came up with it because of propaganda to burn people like you and me and Mistress B. But you can make pacts with demons, and making pacts with demons is not about selling your soul. It's simple things. It's like offering incense, offering red wine. Most demons like red wine. And contrary to popular belief, most demons will be happy with an equal amount of incense, of frankincense, myrrh, cedar, and even clove. They're happy with that, and you can make a
Yeah.
pact with them. You can make a pact with a demon. We don't look at demons as being evil or fallen angels, because basically what a demon is, and I'm sure you will agree with me, Haley, demons are actually ancient primordial gods that have been demonized by organized religion, Christianity, Judaism, and of course, Islam.
Yeah.
So, Haley, now that we're on the idea of talking about, patrons and all of that stuff, I know that you're a Christian, but do you work with any other deities?
Not really. I never really explored outside of that, only because I kind of just grew up just knowing that. So I kind of just stuck there. But I wouldn't be against trying. I feel like even, announcing I'm a, witch, I feel like that's also kind of me jumping out there a little bit more, trying that
Sure.
new stuff. Yeah. I would be down
Yeah,
to
no,
learn more.
I totally understand. I grew up Christian and still have not come out to the world. That's why my name on here is Mistress B and not my
Yeah.
legal name, because I don't want those lines to cross. So I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
How has that balanced with your fame? How have you drawn those lines in places where you can't really draw lines, if that makes sense?
Well, that's kind of a hard question. I'm not sure, because even with my fame, I don't kind of even push that out too much, because so many people believe in so many different things. And well, they can sit here and be like, I mean, I can sit here and say this all day long, and then they're going to be like, well, this is not true because of this. And I honestly don't want to hear their this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, just
Absolutely.
random people. I mean, yeah, if we're like us talking about it, I will be glad to listen, but they're going to be like, no, this is really how it is. Like, okay, you can believe what you want. I can believe what I want. So that's why I don't even try to even go that far, and with my TikTok channel, because I know how they can
totally
be.
understand that. Well, I'm glad that we have you here on the Wizard's Table where you can be yourself fully.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we want you to be 100% what you are. Look, I don't care if you pull your titties out and shuffle them like cards. This is the Wizard's Table, baby. You can do whatever you want.
As a bisexual, I fully support that motion.
Yeah, she would like that.
I'm also bisexual too.
Okay,
cool.
so we're gonna be friends after this.
Of
We need to hang
course.
out. We need to have a little date sometime.
That'd
We
be
can
so
meet
fun.
at Disney World.
I'm totally down.
Actually, if you don't mind, without giving out your address and your phone number and your social security number, Haley, what state are you in, baby?
I'm in Indiana.
Oh, okay. I had a sister who lived in Indiana, but she smoked methamphetamine.
Oh. Oh no. So that's what you think of Indiana. You're like, Indiana, methamphetamine.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. And I love my sister, but when I think of Indiana, I think of methamphetamine.
When I tell that to other people, they think of Children of the Corn. They're like, oh, so Children of the Corn? I'm like, I guess.
See, I would totally walk in that garden. I'd be like, hey, I'm here, y'all.
Because Ken's not afraid of anything. Ken approaches scary situations with his dick out. I'm ready to party.
Heck yeah.
I actually, Haley, okay. Have you ever worked with demonic entities in any way, shape, or form?
I've never. Well, they've came to me.
Yes.
I've had some of the most terrifying things happen to me in my life by this one demonic male who's attached to me, and I believe he is a abusive husband in a past life.
Oh, okay.
Like talking to the point where he actually sat on top of me while I was sleeping and he was punching me in the face over and over again. I can hear him breathing, I can hear him grunting. I couldn't feel the getting this, but I had my eye mask on and I could see him under here. I can see his hands swinging. And then he got off of me and he said something to me in a different language that I understood at the time, but I can't, when I think about it now, I'm like, I have no idea what he said to me. I know that's so like random and out there, but yes, he is so mean. And sometimes he'll feel bad. He'll try to say something to me like apologetic. He'll sit on the edge of the bed and be sorry for what he did. But I'm like pretty terrified of him, and he's definitely demonic.
No, that's okay. Yeah, like I said, you can say what you want. I do, and Mistress B to some degree, she's starting to get there. We do work with demonic entities, but we don't work with demon. We don't believe in absolutes. We don't believe in the binaries. We don't believe in absolute good or absolute evil. I actually have a Jinn guardian and four demonic guardians and stuff,
Oh
and
wow.
I know for a fact. Mistress B may not know it, but she does have a guardian demon, and her name is Lilith or Lilithu. She don't know that, but
No, I
maybe
do
now she
know that.
does. You do know
I've
that.
been yeah, no,
Okay.
I have been called to work with Lilith for a long time, and it has been a magical experience. Lilith and Athena, and both of those have been kind of my focus for a long time. I was called to Lilith a long time ago. Just her spite and her fuck you-ness is just very much
Yes.
my energy.
Isn't it great? Isn't it great?
It's
I mean,
beautiful.
if you go back to Jewish lore and even Christian lore, Judaism, whatever, uh, Lilith, she wasn't going to take no shit. Look, she didn't want to be a bottom, and I'm not talking about gays and all that shit. I'm, she did. She didn't want Adam to be on top. She wanted to be on top of Adam. She wanted to when it came to sex. She wanted to show Adam, look, bitch, this is what I can do with my vagina. And Adam wasn't about that. So she ran off with some demons, according to the lore, where she could be on top. And she had beautiful, beautiful hybrid demonic children. But the Jehovah God decided he wanted to kill her children. So I find Christianity and I find the Jehovah God, oh, disdainful, disdainful.
No offense, Haley.
No, it's okay. I'm totally down. I like to hear how other people perceive. So I like to hear about this
Thank you,
because I
Speaking of
never
Skyray.
get to.
perception, speaking of perception, I'd love to know how you distinguish like your own thoughts versus your intuition and your psychic gifts, because I know that like a lot of people
Yes.
will discount their own imagination or their own psychic ability as being their own imagination. So how do you kind of tell the difference? What is your tells other than grabbing at the legs?
Um, well, it's almost like I have like OCD. Something will say, "Hey, like it's." I feel like my OCD is my intuition almost. Like you need to do
Okay.
this, or this is going to happen to you, or this needs to be said, or this person won't be here tomorrow. Something bad's going to happen. Like it shows little things. And at first, I really thought it was just like I had like a major OCD, like paranoia. But then it was very hard. I stopped listening to that for a while and all these bad things kept happening. And then I was like, no, I'm just going to go with it. And now I kind of just, as soon as I hear it in my head, I'll just go for it. Like I'll let go of the like, oh, the Haley thought over here, this is more reasonable. But the intense Haley thought, that's the one I need to go with because something bad's going to happen if I don't go with it.
What's the
Yeah.
most beautiful thing that's happened when you followed your intuition?
Oh my gosh. I have never thought about that before.
That's a
Oh my,
great question. Great question.
that is. Um, I think it was when I actually met my husband. I didn't like him when I first met him. And I had no I was like, whatever. At the time I wasn't driving. My friend was driving us around, and she's like, should we go to the mall? And I'm like, she's like, I really don't want to. And usually I'd be like, then no, don't worry about it, because I'm very easygoing. And then someone literally said to me, no, Haley, you need to go today. Like this, if you don't go today, your whole life is going to be so off. And it was like not even my own voice saying that. It was almost like an older woman who was telling me this. I don't know if it was me. I don't know about, future people. I don't know if it was me from the future, Haley, come on, you better do this. But I met him that day at the mall, and I just kept walking up to him. I kept leading myself to him. Every store I'd go to would be him. And I'm like, why does this kid look so familiar? And then that's where it took off. I mean, 10 years later, we're still together.
Congratulations. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think it's great.
If I had more time to think about that, I bet there's so many more. But that's one off the top of my head I could think of for sure.
So have you ever looked into your own past lives? I mean, I know you said you got a reading from Petty Negri, but like, have you downloaded your own Akashic records and like delved into your own past lives yet?
No, I mean, I've always thought about past lives. It was almost like an obsession. Like I had all these different, like, this was me from the past life. I had to be this person. And it was always someone famous. Like, I just always thought I was someone famous. Patty did concur that with me because I didn't know where to go or who to trust with a past life reading. I did try to just dabble into it with my own thoughts. Mm-hmm. But with her, I felt like it was more of a validation. I mean, obviously she's been doing that forever with past life readings. And she did tell me that I was a silent film actress. That's who she believes that I was.
I could see that. You have the animation in your face to be a silent film actress. You have that energy that you need.
Yeah. And that it was such a
you don't even need to speak. your facial expression says it all. It's beautiful. I mean, you light up. You are light.
I love
just
that.
be quiet the rest of the interview. You'll be fine.
She told me that, and she said we actually used to like film stuff together. She said I was a little older than you and I had a little bit of envy to you. She said I never hated you, but I was kind of like that mean big sister who would look out for you, and we would get along here and there type thing. And I definitely believe that. But I said, you know what, Patty, there's something about me being in the 60s. Like I had to be here in the 60s. I actually thought I was Jane Mansfield for a while. Like that's what my whole vibe. I have
you could be Jane Mansfield.
I have a horrible, horrible fear. I mentioned earlier I didn't have my license then. I didn't get my license till I was 21 because I have a fear of driving, a fear of semis, and sometimes I'll get so bad like I can't be on interstates no matter who's driving. Like I've never driven
the interesting thing about Jane Mansfield is Jane Mansfield was actually a member of the Satanic Church formed by Anton Szandor LaVey. You know that, don't you?
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes, she was, baby. She was there. She would partake of the rituals that Anton LaVey did, the black masses, et cetera, et cetera. Her and Anton LaVey were very, very close. And she was literally a card-carrying member of the Satanic Church of San Francisco.
Wow. That's so cool to know that about her.
Looks like you need to join our cult.
For real. See, I'd be down to learn all about that stuff, especially, that's so cool to know about her. I love how she also has that, like, you as well. We have that, like, innocent looking face, but we don't mess with us. Like, we know things,
Well, have you ever read
I look like a cutie, but I'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Well, Haley, have you ever actually read the Satanic Bible by Anton Szandor LaVey?
I haven't.
I really recommend you read this book. It's an amazing, amazing book. Go ahead, Mistress B.
Even as a former Christian, I agree so much more with the Satanic Bible than I do with the actual Bible. Because, and I'm sure you know this too. So the reason I kind of broke away from Christianity was because I was coming to terms with my own bisexuality, and I couldn't agree with a God that hated me because of who I loved. And so
Yeah.
I met Ken and was introduced to the Satanic Bible, and so much of it just aligns with who I am and my values as a person that I was like, okay, well, obviously I'm a Satanist. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I highly recommend you read it and see what you think,
Yeah.
because it's not sacrificing virgins and babies. It's not theistic Satanism. It's so much different, and I think that you'll very much appreciate it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think you'll resonate with it. It's LaVeyan Satanism is a philosophical way of life.
I do want to give it a shot. You guys
I
got me
Yeah.
recommend
hooked.
it. It's only like
Absolutely.
It's only like $9 or $10 on Amazon.
Oh, okay. That's perfect.
Dude, I will buy it for you. Send me your address. I will buy it for you. I will send it to
Okay.
you, and it'll be my first gift to you of many.
Oh, yay. I love that. Okay. I'm excited.
Haley Michelle, what an honor. What an honor to have you on tonight. I am so
Thank you.
honored and I'm so privileged. First of all, you're beautiful. Your lipstick is done just right. And look, I don't know shit about lipstick and all that. I know because my husband is a professional female impersonator / drag queen. He knows about that
That's
shit. And
so cool.
oh girl, I will show you some pictures since we're friends on Facebook. I will show you some
Yeah.
pictures of my husband in drag. It's fucking
He
phenomenal.
puts
Mistress B.
me to fucking shame.
He puts real
Wow.
women to shame. He won Miss Budweiser in 2001 against real women.
Wow. That's
He
so
used to
cool.
dance. He used to dance in Panama City. He used to dance in Panama City at a strip joint. Of course, he didn't get completely nude, but he used to
Yeah.
dance at a strip joint in Panama City, Florida, because we're in Florida. And they thought he was a real woman.
Wow.
But
He's
your lips,
gorgeous. He's
yeah,
incredibly gorgeous.
he's a beautiful, beautiful woman and a
Definitely want to
beautiful
see.
man.
Yes.
And for me, it was sex at first sight.
Oh.
This is why I can't take Ken anywhere.
Woo! No, you
No
can't,
way.
baby. Yeah, you better drink that water,
Beautiful.
girl. That ain't water. That bitch drinking tequila.
It's a secret.
So does anybody in our audience, Sky Ray says, I fucking love you. We love you too, Sky Ray. Does anyone in the chat have any questions? Thank you, Jeannie Patterson Fritz. Kevin is hot. Absolutely, honey. Anybody got any questions for me or Mr. Spee or our beloved guest, Haley Michelle? Sometimes it takes them a while to
Haley,
type.
Yeah.
Yeah, while we're waiting, I would absolutely connect after this. I think
Yeah.
that we are going to be fast friends, and I would love
Absolutely.
to continue a relationship from here.
Yes, I would love that too. For sure. I always need
Perfect.
I need friends. Especially
Yeah.
people I
Yeah, I
can
have
actually
like two
speak to.
friends. Yeah,
I know.
absolutely. You would. I think we'd get along well. I do a lot of
Yeah.
channel magic. I do tarot. I do all sorts of things that are not demonic and demonic as well. So I think that we
Yeah.
could be great assets for each other in a ethical way and in a friendship way.
Absolutely. Perfect.
So it looks like it's 7:01. And Haley, I can't thank you enough for coming on, girl. Thank you so much.
Course.
Again, you're beautiful inside and
Thank
out.
you.
And I thank you so very much. And the last question I have is, would you be willing to come back on the Wizard's Table?
Of course, anytime.
All
I
right,
appreciate
baby.
you guys even inviting me. I feel very special about that.
You're very welcome, sweetheart.
Well, you are very special.
Thank you.
Yes, for sure. That's to you, baby.
All right,
Thank
to
you.
everyone.
And
everyone,
before
we've enjoyed having you on. Thank you so much, Haley Michelle, for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank
Before we
you.
go, we'd like to give a couple shout outs to Laura Romaine, Chrissy Gursky, Cy Ray, Jeannie Patterson. There's another one that I'm hold on. Raymond G. Newsom.
Yes.
To our friends at where is he? Hold on, I'm friends at Spectre Radio. We very much appreciate you. And to everybody else watching later, we appreciate you as well. Thank you so much for tuning into the Wizards Table. Have a lovely night.
Bye, babies.